Il y a des moments où la politique doit être plus souple. Et pour être souple, elle a besoin de secrets.
The mysterious businessman, codenamed Monsieur Jacques, played a leading role in the delicate negotiations which led to the multiple prisoner swap in Maputo, Mozambique earlier this year.
He was one of the first to figure out the great secret of Africa.
Personne n'est au courant de ce que je fais. J'étais tout seul. Tout seul.
Honor to meet you. Y'all, this is a very, very special treat today because you literally had a pivotal role in ending apartheid. No big deal.
Let's be a little bit more modest with you.
You can be more modest.
I was the one. People will respond the phone call. I will call. Head of states, minister, cabinet, and said, "I need to see you." They will have time for me. Mm-hmm. So that was a fantastic asset, and it's this asset that I use to say, "Okay, let's talk about your problem. Mm-hmm. What do you want? Where do you want to go?" And of course, the person in front of me knew that I was not going to, leaving the room, make an article, a journalist article saying, repeating, and that this will be kept secret, and I will not use this argument for the next person I'm going to see. So
there was trust there. They trusted you.
The trust is essential.
Mm-hmm. Was the entire operation truly? Yes.
Yes, the trust is real. As you saw the movie, there is a big exchange of prisoners. Mm-hmm. There is 6 countries involved, and not small countries. We are talking about France, Holland, South Africa, Angola, Mozambique, and here I am. And everybody has promised me to give me his prisoner against their prisoner. Mm-hmm. They came from all around the world. There was this big exchange on the tarmac of the airport of Maputo in Mozambique. Not one single paper has been signed. There was not one paper signed. There is nowhere in the archive of any of those countries a document saying, "Oh, this was a commitment of my country to that country to do that and that." Just my word. And
literally hinged on you.
Yes, of course. Everything could have turned bitter and bad, of course. Right. That was a risk also. But listen, we succeed.
I think that maybe you were a little bit of a adrenaline junkie, just a little bit, because a lot of what you did involved, I mean, there's the story of how you're in a plane and they're saying that we've just sent someone to shoot it down and you barely make it out on time. I mean, come on.
Yes, of course, but you have then you know that you are taking some risk, but you accept the fact that there are risks in everything. There are risks
because it's worth it.
Of course, no regrets.
Okay, no, yes, I love that. So one of my favorite parts of the film, I will have to say, you got a little sneaky, and you let people eat iguana. Well, they didn't eat the iguana or the turtle, but then you told them crickets were shrimp, and they ate them.
Yes, because I realized that they were ending the buffet. At the end of the buffet, they have not chosen any plate. They are going, but they must come back to the. They have to eat. And the last plate was crickets, and they look like a little bit of small shrimps. So I lie. I said those are water shrimps.
All in the name of peace.
Yes, of course.
So it doesn't really matter. So one of my, I think this is so cool. The quote that the prisoner becomes the president. I know you'll be modest about this, but truly you had a pivotal role in freeing Nelson Mandela in the end. What was the relationship like with him after he found out who you were? Because he didn't even know till a while after he was freed what you'd been doing.
A while was a few weeks.
Okay. Hey, that's a long while.
But listen, he asked me to come for a breakfast meeting. I was over. He was a normal. It was a normal citizen. He was not an official at that time, except an ex-prisoner. And we had the breakfast, and we went for 2 hours, and it was quite extraordinary to be sitting in front of Mr. Mandela for the first time. I had the opportunity and the chance to sit again with him on many occasions, 5 or 6 occasions, but for me it was many. and being in front of Mr. Mandela is not a normal thing, let's call it.
Absolutely.
But let me tell you a little story, a little anecdote about this first meeting. I arrived in his private house in Houghton, and he was with a shirt and a tie. At that time, he was not yet wearing the Mandela shirt,
Right,
you know.
right.
And so we sat and we had breakfast, a very normal breakfast, and of course, I was fascinating and not more interested by him than what was on the plate. I can't even remember what was on the plate.
Not crickets.
But at a certain moment, I realized that I forgot my telephone, my camera. And my mind was concentrated in paying attention to what he was saying or what he was asking, but also, how can I get a camera before I finish that? I need a camera, I need a picture of that.
I love this.
And there was no way. So when we finish the breakfast, as he does usually, he proposed to his host to have a photo with him, photography with him. He said, would you like a photo with me? Mr. Mandela, I would love to have a photo with you, but I prefer to keep your image in my heart. Because I didn't want to tell him that I forgot the camera. There was no cellular phone at the time. But the consequence of that is every time I met with him again, he never asked me again to make a photo.
Wait,
So,
you're telling me you don't have a photo with no...
I have photo with me, but done by third parties,
Okay.
not
man.
where we are alone. It's because he give me my medal, or we are in a
I love
group of.
that. And that's before the age of Facebook or Instagram or anything, and you still wanted your picture. I love that story. That is wonderful. So, in the time that you did get to spend with him, even though you say 5 or 6 times, that's 5 or 6 times more than I ever got to meet him. What would you say are some of the lasting lessons or impact that he had just on you personally?
Listen, there was no such thing that impact exchange of. We had no one that was trying to impact on the other. I was somewhere learning from his own mouth what I was expecting from him, like reconciliation. Look at the future, the kids, AIDS issue. All these issues where we were thinking the same way. So it was an extraordinary experience to be with him, because he was a very simple man. He was not. He will treat the waiter the same way he will treat the head of state, and to always polite, always nice, but with not condescendent. Do you say condescendent in English?
Yes.
Yeah. And
He's humble.
Humble.
That's really dynamic what you're speaking on, and I want y'all to see some of the footage that we have from apartheid. It's incredible footage, so check it out.
Yes, I believe that there is a very similar image, who can be perceived as similar. But it's exactly what we don't want to continue and to happen.
Absolutely.
And so I hope the movie will give the audience a way to look out and to make progress for the peace and reconciliation here as well in America.
Absolutely. Well, again, it's an honor to meet you. It's so inspiring to speak to someone who, like you said, you're not just clicking and liking from behind a computer. You have been on the ground working for peace your entire career and really your entire life. So I hope that everyone will go and see this film and be inspired to change, to actually do something.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
A new South Africa has to eliminate the racial hatred and offer guarantees to all.
Nelson Mandela a gagné. L'ex-prisonnier va devenir président. Il va libérer le pays de l'apartheid de son enfermement. C'est ça l'histoire avec un grand H. Une histoire qui est en fait la somme de beaucoup de petites histoires. Dont la mienne. Avec mes amis, dans les pays de la ligne de front, nous avons fait taire les armes pour que l'apartheid puisse mourir en paix. Je suis moi-même ce jour-là dans le stade de SOWETO. Mandela ne sait rien de moi. Rien de mon histoire secrète, qui pourtant se mélange à la sienne. Qu'importe, les cartes se sont parfaitement alignées. La partie est finie.
He never said one word about his contribution.
Je pense que Jean-Yves Ollivier, de toute façon, appartenait au service français.
The chance of being a double agent, we didn't care about this.
When you have a man like Jean-Yves, nothing will leak, but the results will be brought about. And that's what he did.
He would have played whatever other role, but not a political one.
What he was looking for, I'm not sure, because he never asked me money.
Il y a des moments où la politique doit être plus souple. Et pour être souple, elle a besoin de secrets.
The mysterious businessman, codenamed Monsieur Jacques, played a leading role in the delicate negotiations which led to the multiple prisoner swap in Maputo, Mozambique earlier this year.
He was one of the first to figure out the great secret of Africa.
Personne n'est au courant de ce que je fais. J'étais tout seul. Tout seul.